Assalamualaikum semua, bersama saya. Jadi hari ni kita akan tengok Syaitan doesn't want you to know all this. Jadi mari kita tengok.
I wanted to explain to you why the word shaitan is important to understand. It has a non-Arabic origin also, but in the Arabic language it is argued to be from one of two origins. It's shait or shaitan. There's two possible origins of the word. And the word shaitan in Arabic actually means taba'ada. It means someone that goes far, far away. Someone who's very far and very long distance away. It's actually the same reason why the word shaitan is used in Arabic for a very long, extensive rope. So a super long rope is actually called al-hablul mumtad, is actually also called a shaitan. And from it you get the word shaitan. The other side of it, actually, the origin of the word shait, it actually means someone who is engulfed in flames because of anger. Meaning someone who's fired, literally in many languages, you use the idea of, man, he was fired up, or he was on fire. Or man, what you said set me ablaze, or my heart is on fire. The idea of fire being associated, or being ablaze, being associated with anger, or hatred, or spite, that he's set on fire because of his spite. And some have tried to combine both of these meanings, suggesting that he's gone too far in his hate. And any time there's any opportunity for him to get closer and reduce that hate, he keeps pushing it away and keeps going further and further away. And as a matter of fact, that's part of what he does for us. His job is actually to take something that isn't a good quality that we have inside of ourselves. First of all, he wants to set that quality on fire, excite that quality, serve as a catalyst. He can't make us do bad things. But there is a potential dangerous ingredients inside the human being already. He can encourage you to be careless with those ingredients and start a fire. And once you do, then he wants you to keep going and going and going. يُرِيدُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَن تُضِلُّوا ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا, Quran says. Shaitan wants that you go misguided far, far, far away. Just like he himself. He wants you to keep going and keep going and keep going.
Macam nama dia. Dah habis? Dah habis dah ke? Oh, belum.
Shaitan, his response to Allah when Allah tells him to leave is أَنظِرْنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. Give me extra time, and it's not a lot of time. نَظَّرَ would be to give a lot of time. أَنظَرَ would be to give not too much time. I'm not asking for too much time until the day when they are resurrected. Meaning, don't punish me right away. Just give me some ability from even now until the day they're resurrected. And in the mind of Shaitan, that's not a long time. In the mind of Shaitan, who's actually been in the company of Allah, been in the company of the angels, he actually understands that from the time that this conversation happens until Judgment Day is not a very long time. And actually what he spins to all of us is, you got time. You got all the time in the world. You don't have to change right now. Ramadan's not for a few months. You're good, So in your head, and in my head, we feel like we've got very long. And even if death is near, then so what? The Day of Judgment, God knows when that's going to come. إِنَّهُمْ يَرَوْنَهُ بَعِيدًا وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. They see it as something very far away. Why do you have to worry about it right now? So that's one thing that we get from it. The other thing that's on a side note, some people ask the question, and even recently I was asked, Shaitan is someone Allah kicked out, someone Allah rejected. And yet later on in the story you learn that he was able to whisper to Adam and our mother, who were still in heaven. So how is he able to whisper to them while he's kicked out of heaven and they're still in heaven? And possibly the answer to that is actually this ability Allah gave him. First of all, he stays at a distance. He's part of the meaning of his word. He stays at a distance. But Allah gave him the ability to have his whisper reach us anyway. And that's not so hard for us to imagine today. Right? People are very far away from us and their voice reaches us by means that would, in any other century of world history, would be considered magic. I can see my mother from across the ocean. That's, in any other day and age, that would be called magic. Today is just an iPhone. Or today is just a video call. Right? It's just a Skype call. So, but the idea that he can reach from a distance and can whisper is an ability that Allah allowed him to have until the day of resurrection.
Semoga kita semua dihindarkan.
Shaitan, why did he ask for time? He knows punishment is coming. He knows it's not that far away. What's he hoping to gain? He knows for a fact he will not avoid Allah's punishment. He knows for a fact that he's been rejected. There is no success for him at the end of all of this. There is no saving himself. There is no asking for forgiveness. He's given up on all of those things. He's gone far away from all of those things. He's made up his mind. So what's he going to accomplish? In his mind, so long as I can prove to Allah that I'm not the only failure. I'm a failure, sure. But my success will be if I can prove that they're also a failure. Aha, see? You think I'm a loser? They're losers too. And I'll prove it to you. Just give me time. This is his success. In his head, that's a goal. And you know what? That's a goal like a virus that he infects other people with. There are some people in whose life the only thing is, I don't care if I accomplish or not. I just want to make sure this one doesn't accomplish. I just make sure this one doesn't get. This is exactly what happened later on in this surah, in the story of Habil and Qabil. They both offered a sacrifice. One sacrifice was accepted and the other says, well, how was his accepted? I don't care if mine was accepted or not. I can't have him be successful. That bothers me. Jealousy even between human beings. Jealousy between siblings, between loved ones, between spouses, between parents. I've even met children that have said to me, you know, I don't like my parents. Why don't you like my parents? Because they love each other so much, it bothers me.
Huh?
Really? That bothers you?
Kenapa?
Yeah, because I know I'm never going to have anything like that. It just makes me jealous. Whoa.
Shinchan jealous dengan mak bapak dia bahagia.
That's heavy. I mean, it sounds weird and funny, but it's actually pretty heavy. That a person can actually feel that. Shaitan can make you want something. Even if you're not going to have it, I wish they didn't have it. So long as they're miserable, I just want to make sure they're miserable, then I'll be happy. There are some people who might just be, you know, they're okay so long as they don't hear from you. But if they find out that you're happy, if they find out that you were smiling, it really bothers them.
Dia dah anak.
Like, why is he happy?
Movie
What
ke
just happened?
berapa ni?
I thought he disappeared. I thought she was miserable. And now I see this picture somewhere, or I see this video somewhere, or I see this, I heard from somewhere that they were happy. Huh? What is this? And then the thought of, how did they get away with it? How are they smiling again? It just eats away at them. They can't get it out of their head. You know? This is from the devil himself. The devil can't see us succeed. And so he tells Allah, give me time and I'll prove my case. But then what he said, he didn't even hide what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. He actually laid it all out. And Allah laid it all out for us because part of guidance, part of knowing the road is knowing the dangers on the road. So know your enemy. Allah didn't just give us directions. Here's how you get to heaven. Well, here are all the obstacles on your way to heaven. Here's all the obstacles that will keep you from succeeding. And here's your enemy waiting for you. So he says to Allah, قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي. And it is only because you made me turn the wrong way. This is what he says to Allah. It is only because you made me turn the wrong way. Who does he blame? Allah. This was your scheme. This was your plan. You knew it would bother me that Adam is made from dirt, and you messed, because you're all-knowing, you messed with me anyway, and you made me sin. It's your fault, not my fault. You got me into this. You did this to me. You just don't like me. You have it out against me. You're the one who cursed me. You're the one who doesn't want me to be forgiven. And because you did this to me, I'm going to do this to these human beings that you love so much. So the first part of that is blaming Allah. And because his first, in his response, you know, you could see, first he refused to do sajda. That was a distance away from Allah. Then he took another step and he said, well, I'm better. Another step away from Allah. That's an act of arrogance. But now he's taken a huge step away from Allah. When he says, no, not only am I not wrong, you're the one who's wrong. You're the one who did wrong to me. Now he's blaming Allah. He's taking even another step. Guess what he's going to do with humanity? He's going to come to each one of us, and first he's going to make us disobey Allah. We all disobey Allah at some point. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. But that's one thing. And then maybe one time you make a mistake, you feel bad, you ask Allah to forgive, you repent, you cry, you feel guilt inside you. That just makes you human, and that makes you like Adam alayhi salam. But he comes and makes you sin again, convinces you to sin again, convinces you to sin again. And the next time, he adds another worse step that takes you, it's way worse than the sin. Sin is bad, but something way worse is when you start justifying it. It's way worse. When you start giving a logical explanation for why you sinned. Well, I was under a lot of pressure, or I did this, or I had this reason or that reason. You don't understand what I was going through. I was really upset at the time. I have my reasons. When you start doing that, you're being like the devil. He's taking another step away. Taba'ada, shatana. Another step away from Allah. But the worst of it all is someone keeps going down a road of sin, and then when you say, why are you going down this road? You say, Allah wants it this way. You know, if Allah wanted, I would have been a better person. I don't even know why He hates me so much. God just doesn't like me. What has He done for me? And you find people that have now drowned themselves in sin, now speaking about Allah in that way, exactly the step-by-step procedure Syaitan took to take another step, before he's an infinite number of miles away from Allah. This is taba'ada. And all of this out of his rage. Fueled by the fuel of this vehicle is his rage. So he will want that for humanity.
Dah habis dah ke? Oh, dah habis. Oh, tiba-tiba rasa meremang, tiba-tiba rasa sejuk. Jadi apa yang kita dapat daripada video kali ni? Kita dapat yang jangan untuk bagi alasan kenapa kita buat salah ni. Saya bunuh dia sebab kucing dia makan ikan belaan saya. Lepas tu kita bunuh kucing tu. Okay, so kita tak boleh memberikan macam tu lah. Sebab saya ni tak reti nak cakap-cakap macam ustaz semua. Jadi faham-fahamkan lah. Jadi itu saja untuk video kali ni. Harap korang suka dan jangan lupa subscribe. Assalamualaikum, bye.